Hi, I'm Rita Heikenfeld, and welcome to Love Starts in the Kitchen. Hi, I'm Rita Heikenfeld. Don't you just love pesto? Well, if your climate's like mine and it's the time of year, my basil is just growing in abundance. It actually waves to me as I pass by. I have a great recipe. It's called freezer pesto. So you can have pesto in the freezer up to a year, and then you won't be dependent on those little jars of pesto that cost so much in the store. Plus, when you make it yourself, you control the ingredients. This is so delicious and so easy. You're going to start off with 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of garlic minced, and I'm going to put everything in the food processor. Let's go 1.5. You know, garlic is great for your cardiovascular system, so always good to add to that. And to make it authentic, about 1/4 cup of pine nuts, and you can toast these on top of the stove or in a 325-degree oven just until they smell fragrant. Now, what happens if you don't have pine nuts? You could use walnuts. What happens if you don't like nuts at all? Leave them out, then you have pesto instead of pesto. And there's a big debate going on too now. Do the nuts or the garlic turn rancid or turn strong in the freezer? You know what? I've made it both ways, with garlic, with nuts, without. All taste great. So I just make it up in big batches. That way it's out of my way. And to that I'm going to add a stick of unsalted butter. Now a lot of pesto recipes don't call for that. This is half a stick, about 4 tablespoons. You can leave that out. You could use a healthy substitute, but the butter really rounds out the flavor of the pesto. And I'm going to add some parsley leaves, about 1/2 cup. Why? You know, parsley's like a vitamin pill in a plant. And parsley also lends some really nice green color to this pesto. And by the way, if you only have time to process the basil or your other herbs simply with olive oil, you can do that. You can just put the herbs in the blender, food processor, put enough olive oil or canola in there to make a paste. Freeze that. It is a great base for many, many dishes. So we've got that. Now, the pièce de résistance, as we say, 4 cups of packed basil leaves. And when I say packed, you want to smush them down to make sure that you have 4 cups. If you have a little less, a little more, it's not going to matter. And here's basil. This is sweet green basil. This is what I use. And you can just put those leaves right into the food processor. And I will tell you, basil, as many of you know, since you've heard me say this before, it's a great herb, has a lot of potassium and vitamin in it. Really, really good. Now, if you wanted to do this in steps, you could, but I'm going to just take a chance and throw it all in and see how we go from there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some olive oil and then some Parmesan cheese. What we're going to do is you want to start with 1/2 to 3/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. All you have is virgin, it's okay. But you know, extra virgin is from the first cold pressing of the olives, least amount of acid, most amount of flavor. So what we're going to do, oh, that smells so good already. We're going to just take our spoon and, oh, look at that. That looks so delicious already. Makes a great chunky sauce, but we're not done yet. We have to add some Parmesan cheese, of course. You can add some Parmesan, you could add some, oh my gosh, what's that other cheese now? I can't think. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. Or you could add some Romano. You could add a cup of Parmesan and then 1/2 cup of Romano cheese too. You just want to blend that up. It looks like it needs a little more olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and add some slowly. This is going to make about 3/4 cup, I believe. There we go. You can add salt and pepper to it if you like. When you freeze pesto, it will turn dark. I will tell you that going in. You can freeze it in ice cube trays. You can freeze it, take a little ice cream scoop and make little balls. You can freeze it really in any amount that you want. Make sure it's frozen hard, and then you can pop it out of the ice cube trays or off of the cookie sheet if you do individual servings, and then put it in a freezer-safe container. It will turn dark. See this color? When it freezes, it's going to turn dark. Some people blanch the leaves before making pesto. I've done that and it still turns dark, so why waste time? That's it. This is pesto for the freezer.